Hi, this is Yvette from the Midnight Crafts. I'd like to show you the various cutters that I have in my collection and also answer some of the questions that you have posted about the differences between them. I'll start off with the Olfa wave cutter. The wave cutter and the pinking cutter are exactly the same, except that the pinking cutter comes with a pinking blade. So you just remove the cover and you're ready to go. So you hold the cutter like so. There's no mechanism for you to expose or retract the blade. The cutter is on the on position the whole time, as you can see. So the upside is that it is very fast and easy to use, and the downside is that it can be pretty dangerous if you're going to leave it exposed on the table. You can hurt yourself, you can hurt the other items on the table, and if you drop something on the cutter, you could damage the blade as well. So this is a cutter that I do store quite safely out of reach of my son. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here. The Y2G, the basic straight cutting tool. Actually, you can put the pinking blade, the wave blade on this cutter as well. You just simply pull to expose the blade and push to retract the blade. So whether you're a left-handed or a right-handed user, you can use this cutter straight out from the package. And to change or replace the blade, they share the same mechanism, whereby you unscrew the nut here and remove the blade and the bezel, and then to put in your fresh blade back in here again. Okay, so this is a cutter that I use for my old blades that no longer cut fabrics well. I use it to cut paper, I use it to cut felt, anything that is not 100% cotton. Okay, I keep my blades separate as I would with my scissors too. So this is the 2G, and then here's the deluxe cutter, or the RTY 2DX. It is very simple to use. You just have to squeeze the handle to expose the blade, and you can see that half the blade is exposed like so. Okay, you just hold the cutter and use it. One of the features that I like about this cutter is the safety button, where you push down and then the blade can't be used. This is really good if you like to bring the cutter, let's say, in your sewing pouch, or if you have a young child underfoot, so you just have to remember to press this button when not using, until they learn about this button, of course. So as with any other tools, you have to keep these cutters out of reach of young children, regardless safety button or not. For left-handed users, you will need to make a small adjustment to the cutter before using. You have to unscrew the nut, remove the washer, and switch it around with the blade here before you can start using. And it is not too difficult. It's actually the same way as you would when you want to replace the blade. Alright, and it is really comfortable to use as well, because you have the rubber kind of material that is padded here, so it makes the grip quite comfortable. And this is my new favorite cutter, the RTY2NS, the quick change cutter. As the name implies, it does help you to change and replace blades very quickly. I really like the weight of the cutter. It is very comfortable to use as well, because it has the rubber bits, the same as the deluxe cutter. And when I want to use, I just have to pull back the left button here, and I'm good to go. And what I really like about it is that only a quarter of the blade is exposed. And so let's say if I'm working on a very tight space and I want to get to the very end of the my cutting mat, and then there could be an obstacle there, I can be sure that my blade is protected, okay, and it will not damage my blade here. So if you're left-handed, you can use this straight out of the box by just pulling this back, and you can start using. Okay, and let's say if you want to cut heavier materials, I just expose the blade fully, and then I can use it like this too. To change the blade, let me show you how easy and quick it is. I can do it with just one hand. I just put it quite close to the table and I just pull back the clip like this, okay, and the blade is ejected. And then I'm going to put on my pinking blade here, put the bezel back on, okay, and push the clip back. And then I can expose the blade like this. Okay, and you can start using. Okay, there is no problem with using the pinking blade or the wave blade on any of these cutters. Okay, just as long as they are 45 mm. And to retract, okay, I just do this. So let's say if you're working on a budget but you would like a good tool, you just need one cutter to access your straight blade, your pinking blade, your wave blade very quickly, or even your old blades for cutting papers. I would say this is the cutter that you should go for. But let's say if you do have safety concern and you want to bring this cutter around, and you want to cut for a very long time, I would say this cutter is a really good tool to use. Okay, and if you're looking for something that's basic and you're not going to use the cutter for long hours on end, then I would say the 2G is a good basic cutter to use too. And if you just want one as a spare cutter, this is a good option as well. Okay, and I like to use this because I just like one more cutter in my collection, and it's a very good dedicated tool. I can just see that it is blue and it's wave is my wave cutter, and if it's pink, it's my pinking cutter. So it's just something very quick for me to get out of from my Notions box. Alright, and the last tip that I'll leave you with is don't throw away your blade pack. They are good for keeping and storing your used blades, your old blades even, and also when you dispose of the blades, it is also a safer way of doing so. Usually if the blade has come to the end of its life after it no longer even cuts paper well, I'll just put them all in here, maybe about 5-10 or so. I'll just close it, I'll tape it up, I'll wrap them in papers, and I'll just mark their sharp blades inside before I dispose of it. Alright, so I hope this will make things much clearer on what blades you can have in a collection. And if you have more questions, just visit my website and drop me an email. Thank you.